just by virtue of growing up in the 60s, but I feel that, this is a men's group, obviously, so we're
I'm the only woman in the room already bashed the feminists, so.
No, I'm not a feminist in the, you know what I'm saying, I just intellectually think, I believe that they have to train us and we have to train them. I mean, essentially, they have to let us know what their boundaries are as much as we have to let them know. And there's this common ground that has to be.
Let's look at that.
Here's the thing. In nature, in our household, we are the head of the household.
Okay.
That's just the nature, the natural order of things.
You're thinking biologically.
But I'm speaking biologically, I'm speaking economically. Like, we're expected to be the breadwinner, we're expected to be the provider. And at the end of the day, if the house is burning, they're going to get the women and kids out first, right? Because you're expected to be able to take care of yourself. So the rules start with you. They start with you.
No.
They don't.
Okay.
No, they do.
Okay.
They don't start with her, because she is by definition wife. From a biblical standpoint, she is your helpmate. She is not the captain of the ship. She is the helpmate. She is the person there to assist
If
you.
she's the captain, she's miserable, frustrated, and doesn't want to have sex with you.
You're absolutely right, but there are some relationships that don't follow so much along
Of course,
those
and
biblical lines.
Yeah, and we have, and I mean,
I
through
can
the
only
times,
relate.
through the times, I mean, obviously, I didn't grow up in the 50s or the 20s or any of those years. I grew up, I came up in the 70s, 80s,
Yeah.
so I'm relatively new to the game. I just know through training that at the end of the day, when you look at the dynamics of the relationship, the man is the head of the household.
Through 15 years of helping men in sexless marriages get out of that predicament and turn their wives into sex kittens. That's what I do. I can tell you, this is what works. Nothing else does. So give it a minute, and then maybe give me 3 hours in session with you to work you over.
I was going to
So
say
hold-
something.
I agree totally with you.
Oh, there you go.
No, but a lot of it's biological.
No,
You're
There's
never
biological,
agreeing to
there's
that.
environmental. Okay, you have to, I mean, I think too much sometimes, but I know
I do
that
too.
there's stuff that drives us
Mm-hmm.
from the genes, okay?
Yes.
Then there's stuff that is from our environmental upbringing and all the influences that we have. And then they all get jumbled.
Right.
And you don't know,
That's what this is about, getting them unjumbled.
Getting
This
them
is
unjumbled.
about getting them unjumbled, getting it
Good.
defined as
Good.
to what it is
Okay.
to be masculine, because in a relationship, there has to be a masculine. And
Yeah.
if you don't provide the masculine, she will.
There you go.
Right,
Yeah.
and Creed's been through hell and back, 3 years now, we've known each other.
Wow.
And when he came in, and then the relationship hell he went through to where he is now in a beautiful, functioning relationship where he's sending me emails saying, I've got this, and it was so simple. All I had to be is the man and polarize her into being the feminine, so now she's happy. This
And it
doesn't mean using, abusing, hurting,
but it takes
injuring, putting down.
It takes a certain recipe of characteristics in a person.
It's pretty damn simple,
It doesn't
actually.
work with just
There's
any guy
not
or
that many
anyone.
ingredients involved
No.
here. Let's
Okay.
make this simple. Let's let Brian
You gotta get
finish
there
this.
first.
This is a discussion I'm
Yeah,
fine
no,
with.
but I'm
Well,
just,
I was going to say, I kind of started in the same place, and I'm miserable in my marriage. After 30 years, I looked at it as an equal thing, right?
Mhm.
Now, and that wasn't the right way to look at it. We aren't equal. I have a role, she has a role, and it's not the same
Equal.
role.
No,
But what I think you're maybe saying that, you can still respect the woman and her desires and her wishes and all those things, as long as they don't violate your boundaries of
Right.
what
Right.
yeah. I guess what I was really saying is, I don't see myself as being superior to a woman.
Oh, no, it's not
You
superior
know,
in
the boss, the man.
But
hey,
you
guess
are.
what? We don't think that either.
Okay.
I'm
Is it sort of
saying, I'm not
sound-
here to abuse women,
Yeah.
hurt
No,
them,
no,
and
what I
cause
didn't
them
mean.
harm.
I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
You
No,
know.
we're not
No.
in a superior, like,
You can
I
be
stand
equal,
over
but
you
have
and do
different
this.
roles.
You have
And you-
different roles.
yeah.
But your role as the man, your role is to lead. That is your role. Your role is to set those rules and those parameters that your household is going to abide by.
Or even just your person.
Right, and those will coincide with hers, because once you set those, she's gonna get in line with that. That's her goal, is to get in line with you. Now, I'm not saying that it's gonna alleviate every argument. I'm not giving you the cure all to every argument that you're ever gonna have in your life. What I'm saying though is, once you set them, because she is an emotional being. My mother, I love her to death, but she's still an emotional woman. And my dad, every now and then, has to rein it in. Like, hey, I have this because I am this person, and this person is my square. I
You know
am
what
respectful.
she does? She goes,
Okay.
oh, thank God he's got it.
Yep. I'll give you
I'm
an
so
example.
relieved.
It just happened to me 2 days ago. My girlfriend and I were planning a trip. Now, she asked me to plan a trip. I'm not a planner. I don't do that. But I said, you know what? I'll take the reins. I'm planning the trip. I call her and I say, I want you to take a look at this hotel and tell me if you like it. That's all I need you to do. Well, why? How much does it cost? And what is this? And when are we going to go? I need you to take a look at the hotel and tell me if you like it. Well, is it expensive? And is it in the heart? Is it on the beach? And does it? I need you to take a look at the hotel and tell me if you like it. We go through this back and forth. And dates come up and all this thing, and she's upset now because there's a potential different date. And all I said was, look, things happen, so let's have 2 alternate dates. There's one that we're definitely going with, and there's one over here that's an alternate if something goes wrong. Oh my God, we're not going to go on this trip, we're not going to do this, and blah, blah, blah. And I can't believe that you got me all excited, and why am I looking at this room if we're not going to go, right? And she's all emotional. Now, as her man, as her boyfriend, I had to reel her back in. Have I let you down on any event that we've planned? No. Am I a man of my word? Yes. Did I ask you a direct question? Please look at this and give me a yes or no. Do you like this hotel? Yes, I did. So then why are you asking all these other questions about what I'm planning? I told you that I'm your man. I have this trip. All I need is one answer. Yes or no on that room. So then she looks it up, and she's still trying to go off about this because she's still emotional. But because I've already set my square as to who I am with her, I could reel her back into home base. This is where we stand. Now, when you get to running off on your emotional tangent, I understand that because you're a female, and that's normally what y'all do. You get mad. She was upset. We didn't communicate like we were supposed to, so there were some things that she felt like she was missing. But when I told her, I'm like, have I ever let you down? No. Am I still the guy who's never let you down? I've always handled what I said I was going to handle. Yes. Then that means I have it, right? Yes, it does. Okay, now we're good. Do you like the room? Yes. That's where we're going. See you in 2 weeks.
And she wasn't just being emotional for no reason.
Right.
This is the female psychology stuff that we teach,
Yeah.
the testing.
Yes.
She was testing to see if he would reel her in, ground her, settle her down, get her out of her emotionally escalated
Wow.
state. Because when we're there, we can't think or do we can't function. There's no rational mind happening at that point.
Right.
And we operate from the rational mind.
Exactly.
And we expect a rational response.
And you're not
And
getting
don't
one.
expect that.
I know, and
Until
that's-
you get her out of that mood.
Right.
And the only way to get her out of that mood without placating and buying and being and skirting around is to say, I got you. This is what I mean. This is
Right.
what I always mean. This is what it's always going to
It's
be.
always what it's going to be.
And she's going to go, okay.
Right. And that's what she did.
Okay.
Come back with the masculine. You have to come back
Right.
with more than masculine.
Well, because she was trying to dominate the trip.
She was.
She was trying to dominate
But she
the
didn't
trip.
want to.
So,
But her
But she,
nature.
but she didn't think there was the masculine.
Right. For a
She was
split
becoming the
second.
masculine
So you
until
think-
you came back and said, I have the masculine.
Yes.
I have the plan.
Uh-huh.
I have the direction. I have this under control.
Yes.
Then she can go back into her feminine.
And that's
Right.
exactly what she
Exactly.
did.
are
You know, some of that works out very well. It takes care of a lot of issues.
Mhm.
But you get on a little slippery slope if you're not listening to some of her needs at the same time.
Right.
You can fall down a disrespect hole if you're not careful.
Okay, and there was a point in that conversation where it could have gone there. because she was like, just listen to me, just listen to me, just listen.
Right.
So what I did was, I don't get in arguments with women. Here's the reason why. Women argue to no end. And the reason I say that is because if you and I argue, there's only so far that we're gonna argue before it becomes a physical confrontation.
Right.
We're not gonna sit on the phone and be like, well, I don't like you and I can't stand your white shirt, and you're like, well, I don't like your white shirt neither, and then I'm like, I don't like your jeans, and then I say something that's out of line to you. There's a physical confrontation. So as men, we all know our boundaries with other guys. Women, on the other hand, they don't have that kind of boundary with their girlfriends even. I've heard girls call it, oh, this bitch, she's not this, and I can't stand that girl, and blah, 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 and they go off about her for 3 hours. And then tomorrow, she's at the house and they're doing each other's, exactly. Because women are not, they don't expect to stand on their word. You can have an argument with a girl, she can call you every name in the book. And you know what? Tomorrow, she's gonna expect you to hug her and be like, oh, baby, it's okay. Let you come out your mouth and say
Double standard,
something
yeah.
sideways to her. I can't believe you called me a bitch. I can't believe. And I'm like, I only called you a bitch because you called me a sorry this, this, and this, right? Whatever the conversation is. But as men, we're expected to stand on our word. We're always expected to stand on our word when we're dealing with them. So that means we have to set that parameter up front so that they know what we're standing on.
Okay, if that doesn't work after a certain amount of time, does that mean that that person is not the right person? Or does this always work if we do it
I
enough
do a
times?
class on that.
Yeah.
I teach that.
What point do you know?
And that was that's chapter 1 of my book.
Yes.